Yo guys, I'm here with my friend Tim. Got a deck profile for Cosmos.
How's it going, everybody? All right, this is my deck that I've been playing with for the past few months. It's my Cosmo deck. It's going to be a little bit different than others. Specifically, this is the way I like it, just based off the fact of the OTK plays with it. All right, obviously, starting off, 3 Farm Girl, main staple. This is actually the scariest card in the deck, to be completely honest.
Yeah, it is.
3 Dark Destroyer. Yeah, it's the beater of the deck, and you get the pretty much this card on the field when condition.
There, no more glitter. Okay.
All right. 2 Forerunner. I feel like everyone runs 3 with this deck as of late because of it, but Forerunner, yeah, it's a good card. I only use it to get the life points back that I missed off of it.
Yeah, I feel like having 3 of those is
Too cloggy.
Yeah, you're gonna have too many.
I need my normal summon monsters more than anything else.
Yeah.
So 2 Forerunner specifically. 2 Slip Rider, same
A lot of
thing.
people run 3 of these.
Yes, it's. I'd much rather prefer to run an MST or a Cyclone rather than running this, because the thing is, they can negate the summon, then you lose your monster.
Exactly.
You can't chain to MST or anything really all that much. So this is good, especially if you're in a situation like sudden death, because you can pop the card that they have set or anything like that. But other than that, it's a 2300 beater still. It's still pretty good. 2 Wicked Witch. This is my anti-pendulum card. I love this card to death, actually. It's my most underrated card in the deck. Just the fact that it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects.
Yeah.
It is at 1900 attack.
As long as I don't bounce it.
Not very few normal summon monsters can get over this.
Yeah, it's actually really strong.
It's a good card. People hate playing this card, especially when it's in defense mode. So, 2 Strawman. I'm going to switch. If I was you, when the new support comes out, I'd go to 1. 2 is good, especially because you won't see it enough at 1. But 2 right now, specifically if you have a Banished Dark Destroyer or a Banished Forerunner, you can just pay 500.
Sure.
And then you can destroy it at the end phase, and it gets its effect to summon another monster. It's still a really good card, especially with that 1800 booty right there.
Yeah.
It's a good card. I love this card, especially in late games, more than anything else. Too honest, especially for the farm girl plays, especially to get over anything when you get the search, get the everything else. This card, I actually love this card in this deck, to be completely honest.
And Strawman's a target for
And
it.
Strawman's also a target for it. I've actually
block.
attacked with Strawman using honest at damage step to actually get plays off.
Yep.
1 Good Witch. I didn't want to go with 2. 1's just good where it's at, especially when you have a play. I had a really good play against DDDs where I had 2 summon farm girls and a Good Witch. I paid the 500 to Book of Moon, the big monster, the big fusion monster he had on the field, and he had the 2 spell cards, so that when he went into standby phase, he lost at that point, and he lost because of his own cards, pretty much.
So it's good, but it seems like situational.
It's a very situational card, exactly. That's why it's only at 1. I don't want to see this at the beginning of the match either.
Exactly.
That and Slip Rider are the only 2 cards I'd really not want to see in my first hand, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
All right, and that is the monster lineup.
No Jurighettos in this
No
build.
Jurighettos in this build, specifically because of what I have for the tech in this.
Yep.
Starting off for spells, 2 Galaxy Cyclones, especially with the card I have in this. I feel like this is better than MST in the main deck.
For sure.
By far, especially because it gets sent to the graveyard.
Yep.
And the floodgates.
Reusable floodgates against iron walls.
Exactly. It's an out to iron walls, especially
because this is a reasoning deck.
This has a reasoning build in it. So I think this is, if you're really considering putting in an anti-floodgate card, put in Cyclone over that.
If you mill these and you're playing game 2, game 3, and they drop iron walls, you're fine.
Yep. This is actually because the thing is, you more than likely are going to get reasoning first or second hand. So that's what I love about it. This is the tech I put in. 2 Offerings of the Doomed.
Explain this.
Okay. So this card, not many people think this card's going to be any good. But this card, especially when you have Dark Destroyer on the field, you use Dark Destroyer's effect to pop a card, then you can attack with Dark Destroyer. And since this is a quick play card, you play this card, destroy Dark Destroyer, you get a summon effect to summon anything else onto the field, and you continue. This makes the OTK plays that much more easier.
If you get stuck on a machine after you do your loop and your combo, you just chain this off and keep going. The only downside is you skip your next draw phase, so you want to use these to OTK. This makes it a lot faster.
This card actually has, like, I've been playing this on Dueling Network and everything. I'm unstoppable with this deck, this card in my deck right now.
Yeah, your record's like 55-10.
Right now, just with Cosmos off of it, yes.
Yeah.
Next, obviously, 3 Reasoning. Explained, you know exactly what it is.
Yeah,
so,
every Cosmo deck
runs this deck. 3 Telly. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's Farm Girl, Strawman targets.
Yep.
Tin Can targets when it comes out.
Yeah, get through that deck faster.
Yes. Another card I like to start out with first match if I'm going second, Double Dark Hole. This card, obviously, it's pretty much a Regeki, but I love this card starting out more than Regeki because of the fact.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, especially so you can get plays off specifically to get the OTK play off.
And wiping board is all you need to do.
Yes,
to OTK,
exactly, especially with this deck. Next, 3 Kozmo Town. Obviously, Kozmo Town. You know, you need 3 of them. It's such a good card.
Supers.
Mm-hmm. And they're supers.
Yep.
All of them are supers. And then finally, the single Regeki board clear, pretty much. So that is all of the spells.
And no upstarts, none of that.
Don't need it. You really don't need it in this deck, to be completely honest. I love the people that think you need upstarts to get searched to clear your deck.
Upstart hurts your OTK.
Exactly. Okay, now we're on to the traps. 1, Escape from the Dark Dimension. I love this card late game, especially when you have a Dark Destroyer in the banner zone.
Dark Destroyer target.
This card is a win condition card late game.
It gets its effect, too.
And it gets its effect to destroy a monster. I run 1 Storming, especially during the battle phase. If you're kind of, you don't have the advantage specifically because, every Pendulum deck, you just return it to the hand, especially when they're Pendulum summoned or if they're normal summoned. Because
Broken in Mirror Match.
And in Mirror Match, this card just destroys everybody. 1 Bottomless, obviously a good card, especially in the Mirror Match too, and then they chain out everything else. So, I mean, like this card against every other deck is amazing too. 1 Vanities, this card with Dark Destroyer on the field is a game. You have game right there pretty much. 1 Torrential, another board clear thing, especially if you have a big ship on the field, you can summon.
Oh yeah, it doesn't hurt you.
Exactly. This is another card. This is the next card that I'm going to show you that is a part of the tech I put in. 1 Generation Shift. This card is pretty much a built-in offerings of the Doom, but you also, when the card is destroyed, you get to search out that same card that was destroyed on the
there
field.
is literally no downside to this. So you have this set, you get Dark Destroyer, you attack with Dark Destroyer, you chain this, destroy Dark Destroyer, you add another Dark Destroyer, and then when Dark Destroyer destroys itself, you summon something else, and then that summons another Dark Destroyer.
So this makes the OTK.
It's stupid, yeah.
Yes, this is the card. This and Offerings of the Doom makes this deck just absolutely OTK broken, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then finally the Solemn Warning, the ulti Solemn. So
beautiful.
that is my main deck for right now.
Deck, 40 cards.
40 cards right there. Now on to the extra deck. The irrelevant extra deck, actually.
Extra deck for Cosmos have been kind of all over the place.
Exactly. I've changed this up 3 or 4 times. I made this deck specifically against the Mirror Match because everybody runs Cosmos, and specifically against the
Our locals is full of Cosmos.
And Pendulums. I hate Pendulums. That's just the one deck.
Pendulums kind of ruining the meta, in my opinion. I just don't appreciate it. I mean, this is still meta too, but I don't know.
Yeah, anything other than Pendulums, I'm completely fine with, to be completely honest. Okay, we're going to start off 1 Livier, the Sea Dragon. I love the fact that you can special summon a level 4 or lower monster from your hand onto the field. Another more OTK potential with it. That's why I switched it out. My main card to go to. This is the card I won with against DGDs. I had a double farm girl. Overlaid it to Nightmare Shark, attacked him to get him under 25 to get him to 500 life points, and then I booked him.
The guy had like really heavy monsters on the field.
Exactly. So I just attacked right through it, and then I won game specifically off of it.
Yep.
Diamond Dire, target for Dark Destroyer, obviously.
Yep.
I mean, I never got into it ever.
You don't really need it, but it's just there if
you need it. Exactly.
Iron Walls or whatever.
All this extra deck is here for is if you absolutely need it, pretty much. 1 Castell, obviously. Iron Walls. Abyss Dweller, Mirror Match. Anything else, Graveyard Effect, you got it pretty much. Yeah. Steel Swarm Roach. I would not run this, to be completely honest. This is in there for a filler. I thought it was going to be good against the Mirror Match, but it has to be inherent summons specifically for this card, so I would not run this.
Good against Magicians, though.
It is good.
When they go into their extra deck, of course.
Exactly. I mean, Magicians, but that's the main target, but I've never gone into him.
Yeah.
Really good card in this extra deck, Volcasaurus.
Yes,
this is pretty much in every Cosmo deck. This card is absolutely amazing. You know exactly what it is. I've actually gone into Durandal quite a bit. I actually like Durandal specifically in situations where you can target a monster and then you can target a spell or trap it and it can't activate during the turn. It's a good card. I actually like it a lot. Pallades, obviously Pallades is good during either player's turn. You can chain it, shuffle anything to the return everything to the hand.
Secret.
Yep, good card. I love it. Felgrand, never gone into, never really needed to. Still a good card. I like it over, being a rank 8. I love it.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's a pretty good card. Draco Sack, another good one, especially if you're, you're on the defense pretty much because you get some of the 2 tokens and whatever you need to do. It's a good card. I've never gone into it, but because I used to run Dogfighter instead, but this is actually a good situation too. Gaia, really good card in this deck, piercing damage on defense position monsters. Big guy. I actually went into this last tournament. This actually saved my ass in a game, pretty much. He had a Dark Destroyer. It was a mirror match, actually. I went to Dark Destroyer. Or he had a Dark Destroyer on the field, and then he summoned a Ancient Fairy Dragon using Ghost Ogres. I don't use Ghost Ogres, but I took his Ancient Fairy Dragon and put it on my side of the field so Dark Destroyer couldn't destroy it.
Yeah.
And it changed the entire output of the game, pretty much. Red Ice Flare Metal, obviously, great card. And then finally, for my last 8, I run this Heretic. Never gone into him, but he's a 3K. You know, if you're in that situation where you absolutely need to, this card is absolutely amazing too. But
Yep.
extra deck right there.
And last but not least, the current side deck.
This is the side deck. This side deck is mainly specifically for anti-pendulums.
Pretty much the only thing.
Everything pretty
Cosmos
much
can't
anti-pendulums. I side into MST specifically if I'm going against a heavy floodgate deck specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Double Grand Horn, obviously, this card just destroys them.
Good.
Too good of a card, you can't run without it. 2 Artifact Lance, he has Mirror Match. This card wins me game pretty much every single time. Double Mistake. People really debate Mistake, but the thing is, your only searcher is Farm Girl. So the thing is, if a deck searches a lot, specifically like Magic Specters and that kind of stuff, this card just breaks them, and they just have a 1,200 monster that can't be destroyed with battle on card effects, and it's easily beat by Farm Girl.
Without their traps, their whole
Yep.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Next, Double Flying Sea. This card is actually good. Obviously, Satellar's, anything that's a heavy XYZ deck. I love this card. It's helped me so much. This is my anti-side frame card.
For the few that there are.
Yes, for the few that can actually stop it. I've never really played a side frame deck, to be completely honest, but this completely shuts down side frames altogether.
As long as they don't have that stupid trap.
Exactly. Exactly, pretty much. One Mask of Restrict, especially for tribute situations, especially if they go into a Majesty's Fiend or something like that. And this card helps.
and Majesty's Fiend right now.
Yep, those cards are just absolutely broken. And then finally, my last of the side deck fairy wins just absolutely win me games.
Oh yeah.
In pendulum matches
More
specifically.
pendulum
Yep, this is anti-pendulum as much as you can get with this deck. I love this deck. I know it's done well for me. I just, can't play pendulum. They just are the devil to me. So
yeah. All right. Hope you guys like the deck profile. If you have any questions, let us know.
Always, yeah. If you have any questions about it, let us know. Ask me if you prefer something else over anything else. Let us know.
Yeah, if you're just new to Cosmos, you're debating on getting it. Now, the new support is coming out soon. It's pretty good, but honestly, it's not set up to beat pendulums. The main boss, Dark Eclipser, it's honestly not going to really do anything against them. They don't play traps. The Tin Can, the Sword Troopers, those are all good. It's going to get better, and Yeah.
The thing is you're gonna have to limit the amount of spells and traps you're gonna have to run specifically in that. And the thing is I'd get the bare minimum. Honestly, we talked about it. I'm only gonna, if I was gonna continue to get the BOSH set, I'd get 1 Eclipser, 1 Sword Trooper, 1 Delta Shuttle, and 1 Tin Can. That's all I would do with this.
And no Cosmojos?
I'd run 1 at max.
Yeah.
Cosmojo's not going to be a game changer trap card specifically because of the fact that it's only targets 1 or it destroys 1 monster, but it doesn't target. That's the nice part. Yeah. Or banish, yes.
1 card.
It's 1 card, but it doesn't target. I actually like that.
It is good, yeah.
But I wouldn't run more than 1 because you have more than 1 floodgate. That's going to be better than Cosmojo in the situation. Exactly. So it's debatable if I'd run it or not. So
yeah. Well, cool. Sweet.
All right. Sweet. Thanks.